Welcome to the first episode of Unisharks of 2021. Hooray!
Yay!
All right, so I am Mako Shark, and with my hosts, well, I have my two hosts here, Lemon Shark and Hammer Shark.
Hello.
Hello again.
So, first thing I wanted to talk about in this new year of our Lord 2021 is this weird meme that Hammer found last week. He's been playing it nonstop. You want to describe it to us, Hammer, in detail?
Yeah, I can. So I found it on one of those meme compilations on YouTube, and Lemon here was watching it with me, and he was just dying. It's really simple. It's a can of refried beans on top of, a stovetop, one of the with the actual like fire burners, not the electric elements, and it's playing with some opera music. I mean, we could probably play it, but it might not sound that good. But I mean, we'll put a link to the video of the meme, but it's just going, and then this one lady just sings opera like at the highest point when the beans are rising out of the can.
And they don't
the most epic thing ever.
Yeah.
I should probably explain, they don't just like boil out of the can and like flop down over the sides. No, they keep their can shape, and start rising out of the can. That's how she sings.
Yeah, it's like the New Year's sunrise, but beans.
A bean.
It's just rising.
No one in the whole of human history has ever said those words.
But I don't know, Lemon, you were the one that was like affected the most by it. I guess.
My soul was touched.
Most deeply touched by it.
And so yeah, I downloaded it so I could share it with people. Like people I haven't talked to with months, I've just like sent it to them.
Remember me?
Here's some beans. But yeah, that was probably the meme of our week.
Yep.
Send it to your crush without context.
Yeah.
Or ex, too.
Yeah.
Or your ex.
I mean, if any of my followers from Fire Emblem Heroes memes on Instagram, thank you for listening, by the way. I shared it, and I was just like, can you relate this to Fire Emblem? And I got some pretty good responses. It was pretty
Really?
good. It was like the power creep in
Oh my
Fire
God.
Emblem. It just rises.
You'll have to show me those.
It was pretty good, and like everyone was like, when I see anime titties, and it was like, okay.
Okay.
But it was pretty interesting, just like the normal.
No, like when Lemon mentioned like send it to your ex, and just picturing like you send that to her and say this could have been us. And she's like, what are you talking about?
But yeah, that's the meme of the week. If we don't forget, we'll put it in the link. We'll put the link in the description below. Hopefully it works like on other sources, like on Spotify or something like that. But we'll see. If not, it should at least work on YouTube.
Yeah. So then, for the next topic, I wanted to talk about, it's a new year. It's, what is today? The 10th. We're 10 days into the new year. So, and of course, we all went to our homes for Christmas break and New Year break. So, I wanted to talk for a little bit about, like, the past year. And not just, like, 2020 in general, but for us personally. And it doesn't have to be anything personal, but what's some stuff, like, that you enjoyed, that you hated, stuff like that.
Like that happened to us, or just overall in the world?
Yeah, well, either or, whichever one.
Okay.
I guess I'll go first. Let me hear. It was really nice being able to play a lot more video games this year. That's one thing
Business
I
is
enjoyed.
booming.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty introverted guy, so I'm like, hey, I could not feel guilty anymore. I'm helping being a model citizen right now by staying home and doing nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I've enjoyed.
I mean,
That's also one thing I regret too. Just looking back on 2020, I could have applied myself a lot more and kind of gotten more stuff done with myself personally because a lot more time was given. But I kind of just played more video games. But hey, it's give and take, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like in 2019, me and Lemon, we were kind of going to the gym. Well, and Mako, we were going to the gym on our school campus kind of consistently, not overly all the time, but kind of consistently. And we're like, yeah, we'll just keep doing it. And they put restrictions for our gym. Like only a certain amount of people can go in for like an hour at a time. You have to sign up online, and then they kick everyone out. And then we're just like,
Yeah.
We'll work out our fingers instead.
In our mind.
Yeah, in our mind, through big brains.
Big brain time.
Big brain.
Just playing video games and watching anime, which is kind of bad because there's a lot of time to read as well. Become intellectuals. We are. But anyways.
Oh, we are.
I remember I was able to read some manga and some other books.
Some mangoes.
Yeah, and some Chinese cartoons. Okay.
Mangoes and animes.
Well, there's also some good Chinese anime. But anyways, but yeah, we kind of sat around a lot.
Yeah. I wish I focused more on my art because, like, for some reason, like, I had no motivation at all during, like, summer and all that stuff when we actually had time. But then when school hit, like, I'm going to become an artist again and, like, start drawing. It's like, why do I do this when I have no time?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know if you have something to say first, Mako, before I kind of go off.
On a tangent.
Not really a tangent, but stuff other than just what happened to us.
Oh. I was going to say last year was actually pretty good for me. Like, I feel bad for all the people that have suffered from COVID, especially those whose businesses had to be closed down. That's horrible. But for me, like, just as a student, I was super busy with my engineering classes anyway. So it's like when they said, all right, we're closing down campus and we're going to do remote classes, I was like, so what you're saying is I can sleep in until 15 minutes before class. I don't have to get dressed. I just have to turn my computer on.
Throw your computer on the floor.
I was going to say throw my computer on. And then just turn on Zoom. So I was like, I love this. And then on top of that, I was retaking calculus for the second time because I failed it with like a 68% last time I took it. So, and the teacher was like, you know what, with all this COVID stuff going on, like, I'm going to go a little easy on you guys this semester. All the exams and quizzes are going to be open book. So that made it easier to pass the class. And now, hopefully I'm going to graduate soon because of that. So, plus, it was just kind of fun. Like, just like being able to walk around town, not having tons of traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, after, like, the semester's over for summer, like, everyone just left. Because, like, they didn't know if campus was going to start up again or not. So our city was like a ghost town. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And like I should probably explain, it was also just fun, like hanging out together as roommates and stuff too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We were able to do a lot of stuff. Like, honestly, we did try to be active. We were going on walking and everything. We tried to not stay inside all the time.
Yeah, go on walks.
It got colder.
Yeah.
But yeah, like overall, I've had family that's been affected by COVID and been in the hospital and everything, but they've recovered and everything. And so it's like I haven't lost anyone, which is really good.
Yeah, of course.
And so like, my heart goes out to the people that have.
Yeah.
We know other relatives that their in-laws, have like passed away and all that, and it's just been tough. But overall, it's been pretty good. But then again, we're not in big areas.
Yeah.
So I guess we're pretty lucky in that aspect.
Plus, we're all single bachelors living together too. We're not like family men that have like 5-10 screaming kids to stay with all day.
Yeah. We don't have to homeschool or make sure they're online and everything. We don't have to. We're not essential workers either.
Well, one of us was, but
yeah.
He likes to. Bullshark was apparently a double essential worker because he worked for Home Depot and for H&R Block.
Yeah, something like that. So he's double essential.
Yeah.
But he gave us crap about that. But yeah, like, around the world, throughout the year, it was just really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny. Like beginning of 2020, I had like so many travel plans. Like I was going to go to Japan, and I was going to go to like 3 concerts.
Oh yeah.
Then after March, it's like, well, forget about all that.
Yeah, there's so many things that lined up. Like Halloween was great, all the holidays, even Christmas. It was all on weekends. Perfect.
And Halloween was on a full moon too.
Yeah, perfect day to murder. But just nothing really worked out. Like things still happen. I was able to go try to trick or treat with one of my nieces and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I made a bunch of Halloween cakes and watched a bunch of movies. Made my own jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, but kind of just going around the globe. There's a bunch of crap happening in different parts. I think maybe I'm getting this mixed up with 2019, but wasn't there like stuff going down in Europe as well, like near the beginning? And then there's like the World War III threat.
Oh yeah.
Which wasn't going to happen, but whatever. Recently we've had riots. It's just.
Well, there's always stuff going around the world. This is just the first time
Exactly.
it's affected us, like everyone at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot of things happening at once.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I remember this is one joke. It was like an angel, like on his first day of the job, and he's like, "I got everything, like all the disasters, and everything ready for 2020." He's like, "2020? You meant the 2020s?"
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be the whole decade, not the 1 year.
He's like, oh
Yeah, there's, I think there's, I don't know, was there a lot of natural disasters? There's a lot of, I don't know, just a
there were
lot of stuff happened. I don't remember.
There were the fires in Australia.
Oh,
but
yeah. Half the world was burning. Okay, not half. But there's fires in California.
Yeah, Australia. I think there were some in Colorado.
Oregon, Washington.
Yeah, the smoke was even coming up here from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was super smoggy one day. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
I remember last year, like, there were fires in California, and it was so bad it made the sun pink in Colorado.
Yeah, it is like, yeah. So, and then countries were in quarantine. I remember some videos. Holy crap, that was this year. There's like a guy like dancing to like "I Want to Be Free"
By Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, and he dressed up as he's like dancing on the balcony and everything. Like people were playing tennis or ping pong through the windows and stuff, and like people were trying to escape quarantine and getting taken down.
That was in Italy, right?
Yeah, Italy and other places in Europe too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
holy
there's-
crap.
Stuff's going down.
There's that one from Italy of like the old lady playing her recorder, and her husband comes out and like smacks it down. She grabs and starts stabbing him with it.
That's the others, I tell you. That's pretty funny.
But it's been a pretty good year for YouTubers.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
Online businesses has boomed a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year kind of, or last year I should say now, but my degree is like in technology, so it kind of like reinforced my decision, being like, yeah, I'm definitely going to stay in technology because like the online businesses and like all the remote workers just like gone up in demand so much.
Yeah, which is really nice. But like, I do medical more or less. I do therapy, and so it was kind of really tough to find a place to intern at for a while because they just weren't taking people. They weren't letting that many people in at certain periods of the year, and then finally things were kind of relaxing a little bit, and then. Yeah, which is interesting because certain areas like really boom, like technology and online stuff, but then like in person things, like Miko mentioned earlier, it's just really tough. Businesses were going out and as well, but I don't know. I'm excited for the new year. The dates don't get rid of stuff, but
Yeah.
at least we'll have a better attitude. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully 2021 doesn't involve anything more disastrous.
I know,
Yeah.
but.
Maybe the aliens will show up this year.
Yeah, there was that too.
Well, UFO happened. Or the government like confirmed UFO sightings last year.
Yeah, no one cared. It's like, wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's like such a crazy year that they did that and it just slid under.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, well, this is a good time.
Yeah.
Then while they're focused on other stuff.
Yeah. Man.
I don't know.
Crazy.
All right, so on a more lighthearted note, we were going to talk about something I know nothing about, and it's dating apps and websites.
I mean, you've used it before.
Yeah, for like a week each time, and then I deleted it because dating apps are stupid. That's my opinion. But before I rant, what's your guys' opinion?
They can be good. I feel like it's, especially during COVID times, is a really safe way just to kind of like go out and see people. I've had a lot of, so there's an app we use, it's kind of like Tinder, but it's really annoying when like you match with somebody and you're like, oh cool, they matched, but then you message them, they never message back.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
right?
But I've had some pretty good dates out of it, so like I can't complain. And it's kind of nice just like when you're bored, it's like, oh, let's see what's around, you know?
Yeah, like I talked with Lemon like an hour.
Yeah, we're having like a pillow talk the night, just roasting all these girls on this day now.
Not really roasting the girls per se. Not we weren't roasting like their periods or their names or anything.
The what?
We weren't like
Periods.
appearance.
No names. No appearance and names.
Oh, I heard periods. I was like, excuse me, what?
I was not a party to this.
So like in our, I've used Tinder before, and I haven't used it for a long time. There's like another one like Bumble, where girls are supposed to message you first, which they don't. But
There's a new one called Grindr you can try.
I'm not using Grindr. I'm okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not that desperate just yet. Maybe next year.
Maybe
But, on this dating app that we use, there's tags like Lemon mentioned to kind of connect with people, and some of them are just really
Cringy.
yeah, it just bugs me. There's like the one that was grinding my gears was closeted nerd.
Closet and what?
Closeted nerd.
Closeted nerd.
Or closet nerd. Yeah, this is closet nerd. Sorry. And
You got triggered by it.
yeah, low key triggered me because it's like just say you're a nerd.
It's like, I'm so quirky, I'm closeted, you know?
Yeah, and like obviously not all of them are like that. They probably just chose it because that was like the only option they had there. They didn't realize that you can make your own tags, but because I always see it, and I guess I'm being kind of nerd hipster on this, but you know, I see it and they're like, yeah, I really love Marvel, I really love Harry Potter, and I really
Stranger
love
Things.
yes,
Most of the popular mainstream stuff I like.
yeah,
I'm so
and, like,
quirky.
Star Wars and everything. And it's like cool, like that's great, but like how much do you like it? Like, did you only see like the last 3 Star Wars movies in your entire life, or did you grow up with it? You know, like closet nerd doesn't really give it justice, because like you don't know, like I really like Marvel because I only watched the new Marvel movies, the Disney ones.
Yeah, I liked it because it started getting popular.
Yeah, you know, it's mainstream, and then now it's like, well, I'm a nerd now because
Yeah.
I like it. And it's like, no, I don't know. I guess I'm, tipping my fedora and saying, no, that's not the right way. But I'm just saying something. I don't even know what I'm saying. But it kind of, it's like we've. Okay, I don't want to put us on a pedestal because it sounds weird, but it's like, have you read the comics? Did you play any of the games beforehand? Did you even know who, like, Black Panther was before the movie? You know?
To be fair, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I still ended up loving it.
Yeah, and so, like, it's a very double-edged sword because it's like, if you get into it, and then you're able to explore the topics or the
Like, if it introduced you to
yeah,
it.
thank you. That's a good way to put it. Like,
Feels like the service level of it versus like you're really deep into it.
yeah,
So, you mean, like, it's irritating if they've just watched a few things and they're like, oh, I'm such a huge fan, I'm a nerd, but they don't actually care that much about it.
yeah. And,
Okay.
and so, like, for us actual nerds, we don't want to talk to someone and then kind of put them off because we've kind of been dealing with it for longer.
Like, we out-nerd them, or...
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is because it's a dating situation, it's supposed to connect you people. But, like, you're like, oh, yeah, I like Marvel. It's like, oh, cool. Like, what comic series have you read? Or, like, like, what games have you played? And I'm like, oh, I don't do those. You know, I kind of like, oh. Because
We're not a true nerd kind of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Or it's more like they get put off because...
Oh, you're really into it?
Yeah, you're really into it.
But it's just more... You're just more annoyed because, like, it says closet nerds, kind of making it sound like you're ashamed to be a nerd.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing. Was like, why are you in the closet being a nerd? Just come out. You know?
I know what you're doing.
It's
You're
like,
reading Marvel comics, aren't you?
yeah. So the first part, I guess, the complaint just sounds like complaints, but I guess more just on just the tag itself. It's like why are you being ashamed of it? You know, just admit. But
Wait, so it's just it's a tag, not an app?
no, it's a tag on the dating app to connect people easier.
Okay.
Because it shows you that you have
Mutual
these
tags.
tags. Yeah, mutual tags. Thank you.
Although, if you say you're a closet nerd, isn't that just being an open nerd?
Yeah, you're basically being open about it. So why is it closet nerd?
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from now.
Yeah, I guess it's just bad wording.
Yeah, bad wording.
You know, just say you're a nerd or you're just a fan.
Yeah.
You know. But I'm not bashing on anyone that got introduced to any of these fandoms through the movies or anything. I think they're great gateways. You know, enjoy what you want to enjoy. It's not your fault that the app has bad wording. You know, they don't have anyone to proofread.
Yeah, like I actually ended up finding a few Marvel comics I really liked because of the movies. Because before that, I hated comics. I just thought they were badly written. Just like, oh no, this character died. Well, he'll be back in like 3 issues or whatever. But no, I actually found a few that had fantastic art and really good writing. So I was like, I wouldn't have found this if it weren't for the Marvel movies.
Yeah. But going off that tag, just dating apps in general, I don't like them. Like I'm really good at texting to people or messaging people.
You've developed that skill.
Yeah, I mean, I game online and everything.
I learned how to text to people.
Yeah, that's what dating apps have taught me. No, I think it's just because all my online history, like I'm used to just talking to random people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, making friendships with online. And not everyone's kind of used to that.
Yeah.
Especially the closeters. Okay, I'll shut up. But, and for someone like me, it's really good to start conversations and everything. But then once you get in person, it kind of can be really awkward. I don't know. Lemon, you've had some experiences. You tend to get more matches than I do.
Well, that's because I'm not so picky.
I've been swiping up a lot this time. Thank you. Or swiping on them. Or accepting, I don't know.
I feel like dating apps are just kind of like the tool. Just it doesn't not necessarily. Excuse me. So if there's a lot of people on the app that kind of give it a bad name, it's not necessarily the app's fault. It's just the app is just a tool. It's kind of like the internet.
Yeah.
The internet just enables a lot of weird shiz, you know. So,
That's true. That's true.
yeah. So I'm just like, it's just another tool to like get to know people like that you may not meet otherwise. So I don't mind
true.
it.
That's a good point.
So I don't mind it. It's like, of course, it's not. I'm not guaranteed to like get a date out of every time I log on to it, but it's just like the amount of effort you put into it and who you find. So.
Yeah. So, Mako, are you gonna read that last?
Yeah.
Although I do dislike some of the tags that they put on there. It's just like really cringy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But we had kind of a religious one, and so it's it's like yeah.
That's my one complaint about the app. Is just like some of those tags are really cringy.
Yeah. And I will say about this though, I kind of don't like the format, because I feel like a lot of them. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that they're doing this, but they're just kind of pandering to the people that they're looking for. It sounds really weird because obviously you want to do that, but it's like, so in this area, there's a lot of guys that love the outdoors and love doing sports and everything, and so a ton of women say, "Oh, I love going on adventures. I love going outdoors and everything." And it's like, okay, they all love that. It's true, but it sounds like that's the only thing they do. Like they're not able to share what they actually like to do because they don't think it will get those guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like
I'm
they're
sure
being.
I'm sure there are some girls out there that like that though.
Of
Just
course,
active.
of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know. I blame the guys here, not the women.
There's some fun catfishing stories with online.
Oh
dating apps.
yeah. Did you hear? You guys don't know. You know about Christian, his story.
What happened to Christian?
He catfished a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny.
You want to share that story?
Yeah, so we have a buddy named Christian. Really, like,
He's a very goofy guy.
yeah, very goofy, super hyperactive, but also very smart. He's like the class clown that was also the smart kid, you know? So, but if I remember right, he did something like he set up he set up multiple, no, just the one profile.
So he took a stock photo of this really like attractive European model, and he wrote out the perfect profile where it's like, I love video gaming. I love to like cuddle and watch while he plays video games or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
And he apparently got like 50 people, or not 50 people, like 15 people to like go meet him at Kiwi Loco
At the same time, right?
he did that, didn't he?
at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets 15 guys to show up to this frozen yogurt shop at the same time to meet this girl. And wasn't he outside just watching them?
I think he deleted it too when he got like this sketchy message where like I think like someone hacked into the account or found out what he was doing, so like send him a message saying like, "This is Christian, isn't it?" And he's like, "Oh shoot!" And he like,
Oh, shoot.
deleted that, got away from it.
Abort.
If some random chances happen to you, we're sorry. But it's funny.
Yeah.
That's why be careful with online dating.
Yeah. So yeah, do be careful without it. You know, there are some weird people. I mean, do very public dates, especially for the first ones.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I never show my like exact location on the apps too. Like I don't say like where I'm from per se. I just kind of say like the general area. Like I'm just from Idaho. That's like all I put down in the like where you're from spot.
Yeah.
I actually changed mine now.
Yeah. Also, sometimes I don't even use my real. There's been times in the past I was so paranoid I didn't even use my real name at first.
I mean, you don't use your real name for a lot of things.
That's true. Yeah. I'm just a very paranoid person about online stuff.
That's fine though, because I mean, yeah, like you said earlier, the internet's
A sketchy place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's an.
That's a moral of the story. Be careful. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true.
Yeah. Internet, you can go from 16th Street Mall to Skid Row and not even know it.
What?
Oh yeah, you guys aren't
Skid
from
Row's-
Colorado, so we have a
Skid Row's, that's just this name for a sketchy street, right? Sketchy street, right?
yeah, and then 16th Street Mall is like the main shopping center in downtown Denver.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
I believe you.
fun place, good place. Apparently I hope they're regulating it now, but apparently it used to get kind of clogged just with guys on the streets trying to sell you marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
What
like,
is it? Colorado, I guess.
yeah, it's like no, thank you. I don't know what you put in this.
I know. Don't just buy drugs off random people. Go with the smart guys.
Yeah, we actually had
Go the professional route.
yeah, go with professionals.
actually to share a quick story. 10 years ago, my family moved into a new house, and like a few days after we moved in, this guy showed up. He's like, "Hey, we're selling meat that we got from this restaurant. They had too much, so we're just selling it now." And my dad's like, "Hey, no thanks. I'm not comfortable buying meat out of the back of a truck, like a pickup truck."
Yeah.
So I thought it was the weirdest thing. Like, yeah, here's some meat from the back of our truck. Do you want some?
I know they could have easily sold it at like the store. Just put a sign out saying, hey.
Next to the Girl Scouts.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Because you said it was from like a restaurant, right?
That's what they said.
Yeah, I'm like, why didn't they sell it in the restaurant?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have it. Yeah. Anyways, I guess to finish up, my own thoughts on dating apps. I try to use them for a few days, and it just feels uncomfortable for me. Because, like, I'm a really private person to begin with. I'm pretty introverted on top of that. So then, you know, it just makes me uncomfortable. I feel like it's like the virtual way of, like the virtual version of seeing a girl across the room walking up and saying like, "Hey, I don't know anything about you, but your face is pretty, so let's talk."
What's wrong with doing that?
I know there's nothing.
That's creepy.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like for me, I would never do that like in real life. you know, because I don't know.
It's all situational.
Yeah, I don't like waltzing up to strangers and saying like, "Hey, want to go out?" or anything like that. That's just not how I do it.
Yeah, and usually doesn't work.
Yeah, that too.
I've had it, well,
Oh,
yeah.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah. Well,
People go up and say, "You have a really pretty face."
yes, all the time. No, not that specifically, but like, there's been a couple of times where like I just talked to a girl and was like, "Hey, do you want to go on a date?" Like I know nothing about her and like she knows nothing about me, and just like, "F it, let's just go for it," you know.
Yeah, but you don't go up and say like, "You're pretty shoes. Let's go on a date."
Well, do you say that on the dating apps?
Every once in a while.
Not really.
every once in a while.
No.
Like you're really pretty.
But like I feel like you do like an icebreaker first, and then you like have at least a small conversation with them.
Yeah, and I feel like, kind of going off that, if you meet a girl at a party or something, you at least know something about her. You know, it's like, okay, my friend knows this girl, so
Or a guy,
or what? Oh, yeah, or guy, sure, but yeah, I feel like there's none of that when you're doing a dating app. It's just all completely blank slate. You know absolutely nothing about them whatsoever.
yeah.
That's why you read the profile.
Yeah, but usually their profile is crap.
Some of them are pretty funny.
It's-
I like swiping on those ones.
Well, that was my second point. A lot of the profiles are so dumb. Like, instead of writing, "Oh, this is me. I like doing this and this and this," they write out like stupid lines.
It's like a
jokes.
resume. They're trying to like
Yeah.
get your attention.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
Some of them are pretty funny.
I mean, one
Yeah.
girl put for her bio, she just wrote, "I'm gonna have it my way and you'll like it." And I'm like, what?
I don't know. You aren't McDonald's,
Yeah. I'm like, what the crap is that even supposed to mean?
Yeah, I think at least they're straightforward to who they are.
So you waste no time avoiding them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Sorry, that's just my rant on it. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care that much for dating in general.
We know.
All right, my two matchmakers over here.
We're trying. But yeah,
That's okay. Y'all each teach their own, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to be a happy, handsome bachelor the rest of my life. No, probably not.
Be a dog dad.
Dog dad, yeah, sure.
Dog daddy.
What? Okay, anyways.
We'll end it there.
Yeah. So for the next topic, Lemon wanted to talk about his thoughts on, what was it, story versus gameplay in a game.
So yeah. So you guys may not have heard, but there's a new game out called Cyberpunk.
Yeah. we
We
talked
talked
about
about
that a lot.
it like 4 times.
Yeah, that thing came out. But I don't know. I was playing that game. Like a lot of people said, like story's great, but gameplay's kind of meh. And I was just like thinking, yeah. And it kind of made me think a little bit. It's like, so why do we play video games? Like, of course, for me, like I am a very story-driven gamer. I guess I really like the story, but I also really enjoy like the good gameplay. And I'm kind of like worried with this trend of like developers like, oh, let's just write a good story, then the gamers will love it no matter like how crappy the gameplay is and whatnot. Not saying that Cyberpunk's crappy at all, but just kind of wondering, you know, like what's your guys' thoughts on that? Like, do you play games to like play them, or do you play games to like experience a story?
For me, it kind of depends, because there's the Telltale games. Like, I really liked Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, that's just story.
Yeah, that's all story. And then, you know, I've heard that Walking Dead and Batman are really good, and Wolf Among Us. So, but the thing is, there's plenty of games I've played that have both, like the Arkham games and, well, Kingdom Hearts are kind of, it's up in the air if that has a good story or not, but
It's all over the place. which
Yeah.
is the issue.
Yeah.
but yeah, like, I think I'd rather have both.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. Is like I was thinking about it because we talked about Doom before, and like how Doom is like a very like gameplay focused game where like there's a lot of like focus on like the gameplay, which
is
I think
why-
is really good because like games are games and like they're meant to be played. You know, that's where
Yeah.
the creative aspect comes in. But yeah, like I feel like even if the game has a really good gameplay, like it's more short term entertainment. Like if a game has a good story along with the great gameplay, like that's what makes me come back to it more and more, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess but yeah, like what are your favorite games for story and what are your favorite games for gameplay? So I was kind of curious about.
Oh, for story. Well, I mean, yeah, Doom Eternal's up there for gameplay, which is why it should have won Action Game of the Year. Crap.
We're a little salty about that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if it's a RPG, I'm probably gonna play that for its story.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, a good amount of the RPGs that I've played, they've had fun gameplay, like the first Dragon Age, or crap, I can't think of one right now. I'll get to them.
Skyrim? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. That'd be a good one. I guess even Monster Hunter in a sense.
Yeah.
I guess it's a role playing game because you can create your own character. The story's not bad for what it is, but it's not really made for its story.
Yeah, it's more like gameplay and atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. And then here's like the reasonings behind this is why we're here, type things.
Yeah. Same deal for Dark Souls, I think. Soulsborne in general.
Yeah, like people really started playing that for the gameplay, not because the story was hard, you know, but people really got into the lore after they played the game. But that's convoluted too. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos on the lore there.
Vodka video.
Yeah.
I guess there's also games that don't really have a great story plot wise, but they have a great like atmosphere, like I mentioned earlier, and also like great lore, great world immersion. Because another game you're talking about just popped in my head was Dead Space. It doesn't really have like a great story like plot wise, but like I don't know why, but like that universe and like that world just really intrigued me, you know?
Yeah.
So like video games are a very interesting medium where like they don't have to tell a story through plot, but they can tell a story through just setting and stuff like that.
Which is why they should make a fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna make something else, but we'll talk about that in just a smidge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, kind of going back to some of the other games, I feel like I go for a lot more games for its gameplay than its story. Like one game that I'm playing right now, though, is kind of opposite. Is Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I want to know the story of what happened before Breath of the Wild. Which Breath of the Wild is a really good example of both. Even though most of the story is very spaced out, but you really enjoy the story.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I'm playing other games like Warframe. There's story, but no one really cares.
Well, and like going back with Breath of the Wild, because I've been thinking about that a lot lately because, you know, Ubisoft came out with their kind of version of it, you know, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, which is a great game. But as I was thinking about it, like, I realized the stuff I like about Breath of the Wild is that even though it's just a basic go save the princess story, it's that it's set in such an atmospheric world. Like, it has its own flavor to it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's a really pleasant, likable place, you know? I can see why people are so invested in The Legend of Zelda in general.
Yeah. So, actually going off the setting a little bit, Halo 4. A lot of people don't really care for it, but I will say most of the game is okay. I enjoyed it, but there's just one part that like sticks out to me. I don't know if you guys play the campaign, but it's when you crash and everything, and then you first get into the Warhog, and then it's about when you first go into the Warhog and you like go over this little ridge, and then it's just this open scene and you see all the Forerunner like buildings. Do you remember that?
It's been a while since.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
But
hot minute.
But I'm like, that was a great like scene. I really enjoyed that, and that made me enjoy the game so much more just because of that first like intro scene. Even if, you know, critically acclaimed, people don't enjoy number 4 comparatively to the first Bungie games, and then it gets worse than number 5. But but yeah, you know, a lot of shooters, you know, they're for the gameplay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when I was thinking about it, because I was kind of soul searching about myself.
Soul-
I guess whatever the term is. I'm like, yeah, why not both? Because like, I mean, because
The
I mean,
truth
like,
is balance.
yeah, because like lately I've been thinking of myself as more of a story thing, but story driven one. But now I think about it, I was like, you know what, both is important because it's a video game. Like you should take advantage of like the uniqueness of like that medium, you know.
Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
just because if you want to tell a great story, you could just like through like cutscenes and whatnot. You might as well just make a movie, you know.
Yeah.
You like tell.
Final Fantasy. Okay.
But yeah, just like use the advantages of that video games give you to create or more compelling stories that way, you know. Because like the interesting thing about video games, you're kind of participating in it, so you're able to get more. What's the word?
Immersed.
Yeah, immersed, but also like what's
Invested.
yeah, more invested. Yeah. You get more invested because you're kind of going on with that story with the
characters.
the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first game I ever played that actually like gave me like a sense of, or I actually cared about the story was like The Force Unleashed. The first time I played it, because like before then I just played like Lego Star Wars and like Battlefront 2 and like those type of games just because it's fun to play those games. But that was the first time where ever like I felt like I was like taking part of the story with this guy, and I cared about him and I cared about where he went. So I just got really invested in it. So that's the first time I ever got really super into. I was like, yeah, video games can actually tell a good story, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it would have to be Tomb Raider, like the reboot.
Oh yeah.
So, because I remember playing it, and you know, I'd never played a Tomb Raider game before. I'd heard about the character, so I had my own kind of preconceived notions about what she was like. So, but then like playing through the game and seeing Lara struggle through all these obstacles and rising to meet them, you know, even though she's scared and exhausted and all this stuff, like it made me really care about her as a character. So she ended up becoming my favorite video game character, and I ended up discovering one of my favorite video game franchises.
Yeah. I mean, going off that, one of the things that I first thought of when you brought up the question was the Assassin's Creed franchise. The first games, I enjoyed the characters and a little bit of the story, especially Altair. No,
Ezio?
Ezio.
Yeah, everybody loves Ezio.
I mean, I like Altair as well, but definitely more Ezio. I will have to say I haven't really played the new ones, but from what I've seen and from what other people said, there's a couple of them that have a pretty good story, but the rest of it is just like they focus more on the gameplay, which I thought was really sad because, you know, for Ezio, you know, I was going through with him. Sounds weird, but you know, his struggle, seeing his family die, him getting revenge, going after the Templars, and then building up. And then the next two previous games were just more of his story, which I really enjoyed. I liked, you know, what he was going through. Okay, that sounds mean. But,
You got invested.
yeah, thank you. And the gameplay was still fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going through the walls. My face is not rendered correctly, you know.
No bugs.
They're on cars sailing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. My cousin, who's a very like creative writer person, she told me about how like a lot of stories, like the best ones are the ones that take you someplace. You go on a journey with the characters. I was thinking that's like perfect for video games because you're literally going on a journey with like your playable character, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're literally going with them to like another place and you're going on adventures while doing this. Like why? Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, it reminds me of like, it was a really wholesome meme, but this guy took a photo of like, he had Tomb Raider and all the Uncharted games up to that point. And then below it was like a picture of Bilbo Baggins like running out of his house saying, "I'm going on an adventure."
No.
You know, I thought that was nice. Yeah, like you were saying.
Yeah. Which is really good to shoot for.
Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to have like a good plot or great like character development, all that crap. Is like we were talking about Dead Space, just have like a really interesting world and like make it so that like it's interesting to go through it, you know?
Yeah. I will say for me, I am invested with Isaac, but it's more because I just pity him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much crap he goes through. That poor man.
Right.
I know.
But I don't put myself in his shoes. I don't want to be in that situation.
I feel you. I was the same with Outlast too.
Yeah.
Oh, another interesting story. Like, sorry, this came out of nowhere, but So from one of my classes, we're doing this discussion board, and this is for a programming class. So our teacher is like, introduce yourselves and tell us if your favorite 2 video games and why. And this one girl, she likes her 2 favorite video games. You'll never guess. It was Minecraft and Outlast.
Polar opposites.
And I was like, oh my goodness, what? It was like, I was very like,
Yeah.
I like a lot of horror games, but even that was like too much for me.
Yeah, like what was the reasoning though?
I think she said she liked the lighting,
Yeah, the lighting and
like
like
the graphics.
the graphics. It's like,
What?
it's like okay, you really love like dark situations
Yeah.
that you can get pulled behind the corner and your throat slit. Yeah, is that your atmosphere that you're
Little
like?
pig.
I know.
Maybe she plays the heavily or heavily modded Minecraft as like a horror game.
Oh, I'm sure they have those. They got to.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple YouTubers play like a heavily modded Minecraft, and it looked pretty terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, like Outlast they're good games. They really,
They're a little too good at what they do.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the story for the second one was kind of dumb.
too
but
much.
Yeah.
A little too edgy.
Yeah. I mean, sadly that happens, but you know that I don't feel like walking on dead babies
Yeah.
that often, you know. And then the DLC Whistleblower,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that was a pain in the groin, you know. Do you remember what happened?
Oh, like playing it or in the story?
The story of Whistleblower.
That's
Yeah.
the DLC.
Well, he gets out though.
Yeah, it does get out, but like the guy like wants to like castrate him and
Oh, that wacko.
yeah, make him a girl.
Didn't it show him do it to another guy too?
Someone, I don't think they showed it. If anything, it was the aftermath. It was just like a guy on the table.
I think it actually did show it. Like I was
Really?
watching a clip of it, and they're like,
Oh,
he's like hiding away, and he sees him, and he like flinches and gets pissed, just starts killing him.
I don't know. That I might have just kicked that out of my mind.
Yeah.
But
Oof.
weird
That was
stuff.
that was a pretty fun experience. Like a couple of years ago, back in 2018, us and like some girls decided to play Outlast together, and we like took turns playing it. That was quite. I don't think I could.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't think I can play that game by myself, but like with these guys, yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not as scary when you watch it, but when you take control, you're like, oh no.
Well, I think we were talking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah.
Well, I think we were talking about going through Alien Isolation, didn't we, at one point?
Yeah.
We did a little bit, but Alien Isolation is a little bit harder. You have to be more patient with it, because like the alien just like come in and kill you. So you have to like it's harder to like play with people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah, definitely.
Bullshark was watching us play, and he kept making fun of me every time I got scared. Like,
Jerk.
Yeah.
Jerk.
But speaking of scary games, though, probably end with this.
Yeah.
You know, we'll end with a good note. The creators of Dead Space announced that they were going to make a new game, not in the Dead Space franchise, thanks EA, but
Like a spiritual successor.
yeah,
Yeah. Called the Callisto Protocol.
yeah. Here, we'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer, but just some of the imagery, like the snapshots from it, look pretty freaky.
Yeah, it looks like another alien type situation, just like the first Dead Space. I mean, even if it's kind of the same format at Dead Space, as long as it's more towards the roots of the first one, I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Especially because it's been like always, Dead Space is like a cult classic now. At least
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
Me and Lemon here are still trying to play the third one,
Yeah.
but your poor save file.
Oh yeah. I was like at least 3/4 of the way done with Dead Space 2, but then like my save file got deleted.